This is Michael Dawes, Director of Public Relations at Barton Community College, and you're tuned in to Cougar Pods on KVGB 1590 AM. Today we're talking with Randy Smith. He's Criminal Justice Instructor at Barton. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning.
Hey, being an educator in criminal justice must keep you busy. I see a room full of students anytime I'm down your way near your classroom. How many students do you have in criminal justice?
Right now I've got 49 students.
That's tremendous. I mean, I'm assuming that's grown from what it was. I think you've been here about 6 years. I'm assuming it's grown since then.
When I started, I had 6.
So you've done a lot of recruiting. I just have to wonder, I mean, is that a situation where our program's just gotten stronger, so we've attracted more people, or is this nationwide or region-wide even?
I think it's nationwide. It's becoming a profession that they don't have to worry about getting laid off, that they can go and without worrying. I mean, it's demanding. But,
yeah, and unfortunately in our society there is a demand.
And that's the scary part. And right now we have a lot of domestic terrorism right here in our own backyard even. So.
Yeah. On a good note though, you do have these individuals who are looking at this as a career. Thank goodness there are people out there that want to pursue this type of field.
That's right. I mean, it's amazing. And the ones that have graduated, in fact, I got to work with some of them Saturday night, so it's kind of fun, kind of interesting.
You know, this is one of those degrees that it's kind of interesting because a lot of people, and you might have been one back in the old school days, it was on-the-job training, and I'm imagining in some circumstances you could still do that without a degree. So what do you tell students who are, prospective students who are thinking about going into criminal justice? Why is it important to get that degree?
Well, right now, most of my students are, 17, 18, 19 years old. They can't carry a gun until they're 21. So basically what I tell them, I said that they get their knowledge right now, get a degree, may help them with their pay later on, and promotional side of it. And besides that, the way I teach the class, it's real world experience. What I've got over my last 41 years in it, so, and still in it today. So I think that's important.
You know, I just happened to catch the proof of the program video that we're looking at for criminal justice, and I heard Craig Barron's on there, who was a graduate and has been with the Great Bend Police Department, talk about the fact that it changes every day out there, and you just have to rely on those instincts and things that you've learned. That's part of that classroom and theory that comes to light as things occur. You just got to think on the quick.
It's quick decision making. I can't. Part of me goes with them out there, but I can't be there. They're going to have to make a lot of those decisions on their own, and this is what we do. So many practical experiences in the classroom. I try to bring that hands-on experience. What do I do if? You don't have that time to think, what do I do?
You mentioned 41 years experience in the field, but you've had a variety of law enforcement positions that you've held. Go into some of that, what you've done.
When I started out in law enforcement, I started with the Great Bend Police Department, and started on the street. And you talk about training, my academy was 3 weeks long, and I didn't go until after a year into it. They basically gave you a tech book, gave you an ordnance book, and you bought all your equipment except for the uniform, and you went out there. So I had to learn mine from the Highway Patrol, from KBI agents, from this and that. I learned how to do it from them. Today's world, they get to go to the academy. They got FTOs that go with them for 14 weeks prior to going to the academy, and then so they get some of that basic training. So it's a lot different, and that's what then I went from the PD into the KBI and started working undercover. in fact, I worked undercover for about 15 years, but I was working crime scenes and everything else in between all that. So after 26 years, I retired, came out here. That was kind of my goal. I went back to school to get to my degree so I could come out here. So that degree will help you not only now when you start, but later down the road when maybe you want to retire and do something else. So I try to tell them, don't just look at today, look at tomorrow. So that's kind of how it goes.
I think about the irony of, you know, these individuals, these young whippersnappers coming through and getting the formal education, but learning from guys that pretty much went the opposite direction, where you got on the job first and then maybe some classroom and theory. But that's part of it. They need to learn from you guys who have experienced all these things, so that they don't have to go through that whole learn on the job. They already know a lot of this stuff so that they can react in the field.
You know, the nice thing about it is I got to learn from some of the greats. We all heard of In Cold Blood. The agents that work in cold blood, I've got to learn from them. So, and they're all gone now, but I still remember all those words of advice. So.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk some more with Randy when we come back. We're going to take a break from Cougar Paws. We'll be back after.